Hey guys, it's Tori here. Now 2012 has officially come to an end, and for me this is always a time where I like to kind of look back on good memories, and more specifically, good album releases. So today I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite albums of 2012. And so number 5 was a really close call between Sleeping with Sirens' acoustic EP and VersaEmerge's Another Atmosphere EP. But I came to my decision, and my number 5 favorite album is VersaEmerge, Another Atmosphere EP. Now this was sort of a sampler of what's to come for VersaEmerge when they released their full-length album in 2013, and I guess this was just to hold us over so we aren't so impatiently waiting, even though I am still impatient. But at first, I never thought this would end up being one of my favorite albums because it's such a different style for VersaEmerge. They have these pop and electronic elements, which is something they never did on their other albums. And so it took a while to adjust to the change, but once I got used to it, it ended up being one of my favorite albums that VersaEmerge has released so far, which is a lot to say because they're one of my favorite bands. So definitely check that out if you haven't yet. My number 4 pick would have to be of Mice and Men's re-release of The Flood. And although I do love the original version of this album, the re-release was just perfect. With the added tracks, The Calm, The Flood, The Depths, they all just worked perfectly together, fading into one and another. And all the other tracks on the album were great as well, but The Depths has to be my favorite song. So without the re-release, I wouldn't have heard it. And that's also their current single, so I know I'm not the only one that loves that song. So amazing work of Mice and Men. This is definitely non-stop playing on my iPod right now. And now winning my number 3 spot on the countdown is Icy Star's album Digital Renegade. And I can be completely honest when I say that I wasn't the biggest fan of Icy Stars until this album. I think they had such great intentions when they did the whole theme of the digital world kind of taking over and everybody getting so caught up in their computers and their cell phones. It was a great message, which I haven't heard any other bands kind of talking about that yet. And their music video for Filth Friends Unite just topped it off for me. I think they finally found their place in their genre, mixing the hardcore, screamo-ness, whatever you want to call it, with their pop electronic music. I think they have the perfect balance, and they can only go up from here. So amazing work, Icy Stars. And speaking of the band, if you want to see my interview with Devin, I'll leave an annotation on the side, so check that out. It was a great interview. And now for my number 2 pick would have to be Memphis Mayfire's album Challenger. And what really makes me connect with this album are the lyrics on here. Think about it, these are all challenges that everybody goes through in their life that we can all relate to. Alive in the Light specifically is about being passionate about something and someone else might not approve of it and you're just trying to prove it to them. And I really respect Memphis Mayfire for being so raw with their emotions and just letting it all out on this album. And they certainly succeeded in having an album that everybody can relate to. And let's be honest, Jezebel, that song, we all know a girl out there who's just like that. So Memphis Mayfire, incredible work. Challenger's by far one of my favorite albums of 2012. And Memphis Mayfire is going on tour with Pierce the Veil this year, so don't miss out on that show. I know I saw them on the Monster Outbreak tour, and the songs just get to a whole new level when you hear them live. And I suppose this leads me to my number 1 album of the year. And so for anybody who follows me on Twitter, this will come as no surprise to you. Pierce the Veil's Collide with the Sky takes the cake. I didn't even have to think about this. As soon as I was thinking, oh, what are my favorite albums of 2012? Collide with the Sky. Like, no doubt in my mind. And I think what makes this album so perfect is that I always have high expectations for them because I always think Pierce the Veil's never going to top their last album, but Collide with the Sky, they did it. And everything is, just like Memphis Mayfire, everything is so pure and raw on this album, and I can almost feel the pain in Vic's voice with certain songs, and you know, they're just real life things that they're writing about. And not only that, but musically, I can't even begin to explain this album. There's nothing I would change about it if I could. It's perfection at its finest. And I think this album is also really launching their career. Everywhere I go, I keep seeing Pierce the Veil t-shirts everywhere. I'm like, I knew them first. But Pierce the Veil, their career is exploding, and I'm so excited for them. And that's it for my top 5 albums of 2012, I suppose. I hope you liked my list. These are just my personal favorite albums that I've been listening to since they were released. I'd love to hear your favorite albums, so comment below with your list of your top 5 favorite albums, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to. Bye!